not talk with Sterling anymore. I think I'd rather jump into this next game here. I believe we're approaching the conclusion of the round of 16. Mango, who is the taker of two, against SN. Timmy. Timmy's the name. Shadowverse is the game.
Double Dragoncraft. It looks like both of these are going to be ramp decks. This is going to be interesting. A mirror matchup. I wonder if their compositions are exactly the same.
So it seems like there's more kind of this is slated towards kind of the latter half of the game. And I think this is really great actually for Timmy, starting out with Dragon Oracle, having Sybil in hand, another Dragon Oracle.
All three Oracles.
Just
That's a dream. That's never happened. That's never, ever, ever happened in the history of Dragoncraft.
Well, the big thing here is Sybil actually has to wait until turn 5 for it to do anything. It doesn't have, it's not associated with your play points.
And
right?
with 3 Oracles, by the time you get to 5 play orbs, or by the time you get to Overflow, or the 5th turn, you're definitely going to be way past Overflow to really gain the full effect.
We'll see. I mean, Dragon Oracle, that's pretty good. Cheaper. Get that play point, draw into some options, even got the Draconic Fervor. Things are going well. Now, over on kind of Mango's side, though.
He does have 2 options to ramp up himself. Although both of them are 5-cost, Draconic Fervor and Sybil of the Waterworm.
I think it's important what ends up being drawn from the Dragon Oracles. I think that's kind of the key point here for Timmy. Because right now it's great for ramp, but really what do you have in terms of an option? I mean, there's Bahamut in hand, there's Sahagwil in hand for Mango, but what does Timmy have? You actually just have, it's like you're just getting a lot of macro right now. You're getting a lot of economy. But if you don't have anything to buy, what's the point, man? You're sitting on a pile of gold. Nothing worth it to buy. Sybil of the Waterworm. It is. I think her art is so cool.
It is pretty neat. This game is exactly what I expected it to be.
Already at 9 play points.
Already at 9 play points. What an advantage coming out from Timmy. If he he could play Grimnir next turn with its full effect for Enhanced 10. Draws Bahamut, clears the board. There's plenty of options open for Timmy to win the game, to really bring this to a close. He's been able to ramp up more than Mango has, and I think he's got more options. He's got the board clear. He's got followers available to him.
It depends. I mean, Bahamut can be a big tide turner if Timmy commits a little bit too much and the Bahamut comes down. You're going to be in for a world of hurt.
And Mango already has the perfect Zell combo. He's got Sahagwil, Bahamut, and Zell. Come turn 10, come turn 9, that's going to be the turn that allows Bahamut to go for face for 13 damage. Not to mention having Sahagwil and an evolved Zell for 4 attack, 4 defense on your side of the board.
All must come to an end.
Alright, Dragon Oracle.
Both players at full health. Mango elected to use Draconic Fervor just to gain those 2 draws. He really wants as many options in his hand as well. Timmy doing the same thing. Both players are hoping to get that perfect combo in their hands.
Lightning Blast. There it is. There it is. The ever so popular. People were really hyped about that card. Lightning Blast. Everybody was all...
The first time you read it, I remember the first time I read it, I was like, it was so many emotions. Anger mixed with joy. Oh my gosh, Dragoncraft finally has good banishing and removal capabilities.
It feels like so long ago that people ever said that about Dragoncraft. But it's not even been, I mean, hardly a week.
Oh, Zell's only going to have 4 attack. He's not going to be able to get rid of Rahab.
Oh, that's... Oh, the Blazing
Oh, there
Breath.
It is, Blazing Breath.
There it is.
Yep. I wasn't looking at his hand. I didn't see that card. That is going to be Bahamut going for face for 13 damage.
Saha Bahazel. It is a tried and true classic of Dragon Craft. And I mean, is there an equivalent here on the side? He just drew into Saha, but
Grimnir would clear the
pull in
board, doing 4
Ouroboros?
damage.
I think the options here for Timmy are slightly less effective. There's a lot of cards on the board. I mean, it's very tempting to play something like Grimnir, but you know that Bahamut is there.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever you commit at this point, Bahamut's going to remove, which dissuades you from doing some kind of Saha-Zel combo, because you're just going to lose those 2 cards immediately after.
But Timmy still hasn't drawn Bahamut, and Mango doesn't know that.
Yes.
That could be... that could be a crucial advantage that Mango has. An advantage that we're able to see that obviously the players aren't able to see.
Lots of deliberation on Timmy's end. I mean, there's a lot of cards in hand. You have to wonder, you have to assume that all the options are available to your opponent at this point.
That happens a lot as this Ramp Dragon deck. You're playing cards that allow you to draw cards, Oracle, Fervor, and the like. And you're only playing 1 card per turn for such high cost cards. So you
the Evolve.
you find yourself with a lot of cards in hand. And yeah, it's an interesting choice there, playing the Evolve.
There it is. That's that boy.
Do you think
Bahamut.
he was trying to bait out the Bahamut by just spinning the Evolve point?
Perhaps. Oh, he's got
And
the
there's
counter
the
Bahamut.
Counter Bahamut.
I heard you like Bahamut. So I let you play Bahamut so that I could play Bahamut.
Thus, bringing the endless cycle of Bahamuts. It's not endless. There's only 3.
All right. This is such a tough situation. There's so many. The other thing I think for Timmy is that there's so many kind of different ways he could approach the situation, but what is going to be the most effective at this point in time? Because each turn is so important right now.
Each turn could determine the fate of the game. Mango already has a lethal attack. Timmy with only 7 health. Mango with 16 health.
All right. Here it comes. He's playing the Ouroboros. Is he going to
Evolve,
What
and
is the
then
plan?
he's got Breath of the Salamander. That would be 10 attack from Ouroboros, and then 3. That would be enough to clear Bahamut.
He has to, because he certainly can't take that damage to the face.
Absolutely. That's the only option. That's the only option that Timmy has.
It's got a. There's a tough hand. I don't think there's necessarily a win option here for. Oh, he's gonna just tap out.
Timmy bows out.
He didn't want to face whatever Mango had in hand, and I would have to agree in some senses. Timmy was in a tough spot. Maybe I just don't have enough foresight to see how that would have played out, but certainly there was a world where you could have enough Storm to close out the match, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So.
Mango is able to play that just a little bit better with the choices he made. Had a great play with Bahamut.
I feel like that's kind of the big danger is, you know, at any point, if you don't have ward protecting, if you don't swing first, you fall behind in those health points, and it just gets real tough. Even though you even though you could technically remove Bahamut, it's already swung, it's already done its damage. Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, having the Sahak Zel combo from Bahamut really, that turn is what was able to give Mango the edge he needed, the health point advantage he needed to eventually win the game.
All right, so first game goes to Mango. We're going to be waiting to see what his alternate deck is going to be. And this is going to be the last round of 16 match.
That's right.
So after this match, we're going to be moving on to the round of 8. And we have, I believe, we're going to try to see if we can get some of those round of 8 matches going so we can push the tournament forward and quickly push toward the semis and close out the evening. Thank you, everybody who participated in the NGE Shadowverse Open. And hopefully, you guys have been talking about it, giving your feedback. A lot of people are reading the feedback here and kind of taking what you guys have said. And
Us included.
Yeah.
We love getting feedback and everything like that. We had a huge turnout, 200 plus players submitted to the tournament. Thanks. First of all, that's great.
all right. Jumping back into the game here. Mango with Shadowcrafting. I can't say I'm surprised. Can't say I'm surprised.
Timmy electing to stay with his Dragoncraft deck, his primary deck, I should say, or rather the first deck he chose to go with. And Mango having a great draw, a 1-cost Skull Beast and then a Attendant of Night. That's a card we don't typically see in these aggro decks that we're seeing a lot of.
There's the Skull Beast. Really, I feel like it's a fairly decent opening hand. Necro Assassin is a card that I feel like hasn't necessarily been seen as much in the expansion.
Right, yes.
But still a very interesting card with some cool synergy that you can coordinate with just the last word effects on.
Oh, definitely. A Necro Assassin and a Lurching Corpse combo is one of my favorites to see. Getting able to clear 2 random followers, especially against Dragoncraft, who typically has one really strong follower. It's a really nasty combo.
Having that Shadow Reaper as well could potentially make a lot of extra damage happen here. All right, Rahab out on the field. We're already at play point 5 for the Dragoncraft player. He has Zell on hand, but no Sahakwill.
Still got plenty of time to ramp up to that. Plenty of card draws available to him. Let's get that Shadow Reaper off the field.
Good choice.
He still has enough play points to play Breath of the Salamander, clearing Skull Beast or Attendant of Night. Would be hard-pressed to see him. He's trying to weigh his options. He could summon Zell just to get another 2/2 follower on the field, put some more pressure on the map.
Could be an option. Could be an option, but knowing what you have in your future here for a Dragoncraft ramp deck, maybe won't want to commit that.
Right, ending a turn with 2 play points can feel bad. You really want to... Sometimes you feel like you really want to make the most of the play points that you have, but sometimes you don't want to give your opponent an advantage by destroying one of their followers that has last word.
The cards are certainly resources and definitely, I guess in most cases, not refundable upon use.
But he did have Rahab on the field getting those attack points. Has got to make ending your turn like that feel a little bit better. Now he's got a 4/4 follower with ward. That's going to be strong. Still, for Shadow, it's a follower that Attendant of Night can trade into because Attendant of Night cannot attack followers that don't have ward. It can only attack the leader.
Ooh, Soul Conversion. Tries to get some more draw out there. Zombie Party! There's no party. He didn't have enough play points. No. It's kind of very similar
zombie
to the
party
parties
today.
that I hold.
Your zombie parties?
They say, "Oh, we're having a party," and then nobody shows up.
Oh, a bunch of dead people don't show up. Just nobody.
Just nobody. It's just that's the reality of my life, right there.
Breath of the Salamander would do.
Oh wow, he actually traded in.
Interesting.
Okay. Oh yeah, it was. He opted to trade in so that he could wipe the board. I agree with that. You know, I think
he got the ramp, he got the extra orb.
Yeah.
Cleared the board. That was a great play.
Yep. Here it is. Probably the most noticeable card I feel like in this expansion right now is Cerberus.
It's definitely a very easy card to play when the board is empty. It's 5 cost, but it only has 3 attack and 3 defense, and no other effect other than the cards that it gives you in your hand.
Sorry, gotta go.
But the big thing here is there doesn't seem to be good board control inside of Mango, so you're not really going to be able to do any kind of face damage. Plus, the Ouroboros out here on the field means that the healing has already begun. And as we saw in previous matches just today, Ouroboros healing can make or break the game.
Changes the entire game. Still a pretty full hand for Mango. He's got 2 Cocos and Mini. I think that's a Catacomb if I'm looking at the art correctly.
Yes, I believe that is Prince Catacomb there.
2 of them.
Kind of one of the highlight cards here of Shadowcraft so far. Give all allied followers the last word to summon a skeleton when they die. And it ends up being incredibly effective, just kind of maintaining board clear. And this is one of the reasons why I think Coco and Mimi are great, because you have board control. You can buff up, give them the 2 extra damage, and all of a sudden a measly little skeleton can look real dangerous.
Absolutely. He's got Grimnir and Zell with 2 evolution points still in his favor.
Playing the Ouroboros again. And the eternal issue of having to deal with that card is that's the real headache.
The cycle's going to continue unless Shadowcraft has an Odin in deck. It's going to be real difficult to get rid of that.
Want to play?
Oh, gonna evolve and buff up Orthros.
Gotta take what opponents you get.
5 damage here. Gonna go for face.
Leaving him wide open to a 10 damage right from Grimnir would be a great card because it doesn't do 4 total damage. It does 4 damage.
It does 1 damage 4 times.
1 damage 4 times, and that would completely negate the effect that the advantage that Prince of Catacombs has with its ability.
I want to see that happen. I just play Grimnir. Play Grimnir. Let me see. I want to see what happens. Play it.
Oh yeah, I want to see it too, for sure.
It must be so satisfying to watch that. Just, oh, he's gonna lightning blast. The last word, nothing. Okay, well, certainly Grimnir would have given him more damage, but maybe lightning blast was a better option. Just stay away from any kind of weird interactions, and you're still 1 turn away from lethal. So
Absolutely. He's got lethal right now with 1 last attack.
Phantom Howl. Did you know they're coming?
I heard 5 times that they're coming.
They're coming for you. Oh, just still going face. Gonna make space for a thing. Necro Assassin for another thing. There it is. Heals up for 3. You know, this is looking real bad for Shadowcraft.
Absolutely. That was his hand. Timmy's still looking pretty with 7 cards he's going to have next turn.
Ouroboros just give you so much value.
They really do, especially...
He's going to drop it here. I mean, he could just drop it here and take out Necro Assassin or Grimnir. There's just, I mean, you have just a handful of options and everything just looks like delicious cotton candy.
Everything is the right option. We'll clear the board or do damage to face.
Ouroboros. Yep, he's just going for face. I don't blame him. Give him rush. Give him rush.
Storm.
Storm. Sorry. Give him Storm.
What?
What?
And Evolve Zell will give
can't
Ouroboros
be.
Storm.
Impossible. Impossible. I think he's waiting for the... Is he waiting for the concede? Is that what's going on? Oh, no. I'm very ready. That's pretty good. 8 and 2. Storm. 3 damage from the drop. Plus the 8 damage.
And that's going to be Timmy taking the series 1-1. Mango and Timmy both with 1 point. The third game is going to be...
Shadowcraft. Mirror.
Shadowcraft. You think so?
I mean, if I was a betting man, that's what I would...
We could be seeing a Daria Runecraft. What would you say the chances are to that? Not very good? Probably
very low.
Very low.
You'll probably get good odds on it, though. I mean, or rather, you'll, you know... If it is a Daria Runecraft, I would shift the Dark Angel Olivia statue over to your side.
You de-shift the Dark Angel Olivia statue?
Oh my god, just stop. Game! Help!
Get me out of here! You were right.
Oh, of course I'm right.
I can dream, can't
This is
I?
why the Dark Angel Olivia statue is on my side of the desk.
Right. Well, I'll stay over here with Mimi, and we'll have a party, a zombie party. without you.
Echter. How do you read? Ishtar?
Ishtar.
Ishtar? Echter?
That's how I would say
Ector?
it.
You know, you should tweet at Watch NGE. How do you pronounce Demon Lord Iktar Ishtar?
I'm assuming it's because it's paired with Nephthys. One other Shadowcraft card, Nephthys is an Egyptian god.
Uh-huh.
Ishtar is also
Ishtar?
Ishtar. I
Is
believe
also
Ishtar
Egyptian?
is also an Egyptian deity of some kind. I'm totally
Egyptian
wrong.
spiritual being.
Someone is so mad at me. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna apologize.
Just
Right now.
you're pre-apologizing.
I don't even know the answer, and I'm apologizing.
Sorry, I backed you into that corner, buddy.
No, you're good.
Sorry.
I welcome the corner.
You live in the corner, in the deep, darkest depth of the internet. All right. Lesser Mummy, no Storm. Don't have the Necromancy for that quite yet.
Little Soul Squasher. That card is devastating, being able to destroy an evolved enemy follower. You can feel so safe behind a Goblin Mount Demon with Ward. 5/9 Ward if you evolve it, and then boom, Little Soul Squasher just completely destroys it.
Look, and she's so tiny. Just
Little
that
Soul
thing
Squasher. Yeah.
Just squashes your soul.
Very strong card.
We saw it today. There were so many instances where people were just trading evolution orbs back and forth. A card like Little Soul Squasher is an instant way to just end that, right, and just come out on top. Basically, they spend an orb, you spend your Little Soul Squasher, and you're done. You're done.
You do have to have the shadows built up, but 4 shadows is not that high of a cost for some of the shadows that we see. It's not like a Deathly Tyrant or something like that.
Here it is. Here it is. Sterling, the Prince Catacomb.
The endless skeletons, the skeleton army.
That's a great opening there for Mango.
My boss works us to the bone.
Necromancy
Timmy.
levels are still quite low, but I feel like Mango's about to ramp up right now.
Yeah, Timmy emptied out his hand right there. He's only got 2 cards. He's not going to be able to play Ishtar for another few turns. Phantom Howl it could be a great card next turn, but
The bad thing is these are both so reliant on kind of...
shadows.
Yeah. Exactly. Do you want to spend your shadows now or some Phantom Howl or later? And that Shadow Reaper is going to be so tough to deal with. I mean, Phantom Howl, for as good of a card that it is, up to 5 things that you'll just feed to the Shadow Reaper.
Mango is definitely in a great spot right now with another Prince Catacomb in hand.
There it is.
He's not going to be able to play it till next turn, but the Shadow Reaper is still ramping up.
Oh my god, and Lesser Mummy too. Oh my god, it's 4/4.
So angry.
It's going to trade more. He's not going to be able to kill the skeleton. This is bad.
This is real bad. It's real enticing to trade the Skull Beast into the skeleton there, and that's still more attack damage over to the Soul Reaper, Shadow Reaper, excuse me.
The funny thing too is when you take down a 1/1 card, you're basically not even really helping yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's just going to give 1 more damage to the Shadow Reaper. Now, there is a world where, okay, maybe you would want multiple cards for things like AoE damage buff kind of thing, like party-wide damage buff, or if you want separate targets to evolve, you know. But those are super edge case situations that just don't really, like, okay, you do it, I do it. We're both going to pump up. They're lifting weights right now. They're both lifting.
Mango's is a bit stronger with an extra 3 attack and an extra 3 defense.
And able to just swing right now.
Oh, absolutely. But it also doesn't have ambush. So next turn, Phantom Howl could take it out with an evolved Ghost, for example.
You know?
What are you hiding inside?
Yeah. That's dangerous. I feel like, and another Prince Catacomb out on the field here. It's getting stronger. Even the Phantom Howl can't take it out on its own, and the Evolve coming down.
Oh my gosh, she's really putting all his eggs into this Shadow Reaper basket.
It's tough. I mean, I don't see Dance of Death unless there's a top deck right here. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, it's looking real bad.
It's looking real bad.
I would not want to be playing this game right now if I was Timmy.
Let's see, what are Timmy's options? Phantom Howl, fill the board with Ghost. He's got 2 damage from the Soul Reaper as is, but remember, when a Ghost is destroyed, it's banished, which does not count to the extra attack boost that Shadow Reaper gives it.
It's, yeah. Here it is. And it's
So
not really going to help because it's only your allied followers when
Right.
they get destroyed that you gain the benefit here. So
So the Shadow Reaper is going to stay at 2/2. But that'll be exactly 8 damage, able to take out that Shadow Reaper.
I feel like he needs to at this point. I mean, you can't just let
You can't leave that on the board.
Yeah. 2 more, then the Reaper in. Because they're all being banished, that poor little Shadow Reaper never got to grow as big as his big brother.
Poor little guy.
Prince Catacomb still got some pretty good board control here. And this is why I feel like Cerberus is such a great card, because imagine the situation with Cerberus, right? Now you have targets to buff up.
Mm-hmm.
You can start swinging for face, and you get that much closer to just closing out the game. Spend an Evolution Orb, get a Coco buff, or a Mimi buff. I forgot which one does the actual 2 damage buff. I think Coco might be the attack damage buff.
I think you're right.
Oh, the Lesser Mummy with Storm.
Mango definitely smells blood in the water. He's trying to close out this game as fast as he can. Evolving his mummy, going for face damage.
Angel of the Word, Prince Catacomb. I don't know if there's really an option here. You have an Evolution Orb, but nothing has Ward, and whatever you clear, that Shadow Reaper is just eating it all up.
Mm-hmm. And only enough shadows to summon 1 zombie with Rush.
Yep, it's over.
Yep.
I think Timmy is, unfortunately, that Shadow Reaper got so much value on Mango's side. And I think that's kind of a common occurrence these days, is seeing Shadow Reapers get real fat.
Yeah, that was definitely the dream Shadow Reaper. Coming out very early, a really great play comboing it with Prince Catacomb. That's the staple aggro Shadow that has been so popular. That's why people love playing it.
Mango will move on to the round of 8, and there we have it, guys. Round of 16 completely cleared out.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And we're just about